Given the choice, would you rather be a tree, a diamond, a piece of a coral reef, or a rotting carcass in the ground, killing everything above you? Little do many people know, there are alternatives to becoming a chemical bomb once you're deceased. What once was a profession has developed into an industry, and funeral homes have successfully shielded that there are green options to a traditional funeral. Thousands upon thousands of resources are poured into America's funerals every year. A change must be made to stop this destruction caused by tradition. Hi, my name is Jolie Pervel with the PRCC Honors Institute, and this is my presentation on green funerals. When planning a funeral, the only options typically offered are a traditional burial or cremation. I will dive into the issues with what is quote-unquote normal for a burial with the help of author Caitlin's article, Just How Bad is a Traditional Burial? Problem number 1, formaldehyde. Used to embalm bodies, this chemical is a proven carcinogenic or cancer-causing substance. Problem number 2, we're using thousands of resources per year to simply put people in the ground. 30 million feet of boardwood and caskets, 90,000 tons of steel, 1.6 million pounds in concrete vaults, and 800,000 gallons of formaldehyde are used per year just in America. To simplify it, it is another way we are slowly but surely destroying our planet. Problem number 3, all these chemicals involved are not only harmful to the people around them, it can render the soil infertile for years to come. Maria Tremarchi covers the 4th reason in her article, How Natural Burial Works. To get the basics, embalming, a casket, and even ceremony starts at normally $10,000 and only goes up from there. That's without the extras, like flowers, limos, caskets, obituaries, and vaults. And you end up having to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to make this event memorable. Now we move forward to the mostly well-hidden world of green and alternative options. There are burial pods. And cremation has a few of its own unique options. There's bamboo coffins and also hybrid natural conservative burial grounds. First of all, I would like to acknowledge and demonetize the trendiest alternative, cremation. Best recorded by Marshall Jacobs, the 5 benefits of cremation over a traditional burial. Cremation is far cheaper and makes for a simpler service, but doesn't really serve the environment well other than reducing the amount of resources involved. The energy used by cremation, the energy we use in cremation harnessed could send us back to the moon and back 83 times. Cremation is hardly a superior option, but there are a few crafty alternatives to ashes and urns, referring back to Maria Tremarchi's article. The cremated remains of humans are mostly carbon, so they can be compressed into diamonds over an 18-week high-energy process. Another idea that is still conceptual at this point is turning cremains into graphite. Imagine about 240 pencils with your name stamped on them, and the shavings would ideally be placed in a box after they were used, which would ideally serve as an urn. The most unique use for cremains that have been idolized at this point are for cremains to be mixed with concrete to create an artificial memorial reef in order to help rebuild it and give the sea life some of the land they have lost. Tremarchi covers another topic on green funeral practices in her article, which are bamboo caskets. They are an eco-friendly alternative devoid of the chemicals normal to the casket, but have actually only been used in places like London so far. And the next bolder choice is a 100% biodegradable eco-pod in which the body is placed into a shell-like pod, which like fruit wood in compost, it simply just absorbs back into the earth. And the next one, one of my favorites, are the hybrid and natural conservative burial grounds. These hybrid grounds go from a wholly green cemetery to a half cemetery. Natural grounds are fully green cemeteries that protect the wildlife around them, and conservative grounds take it to the next level, with limited alteration under a legal contract ensues that they must preserve and protect all of the wildlife in the habitat. Green cemeteries have nothing but benefits. They're cheaper, lower impact, and instead of funerals using small grave markers or flat stones or even native trees or GPS, they eliminate embalming and all the other resources we're wasting per year to do funerals. Okay, last but not least, my absolute favorite alternative is presented by Caitlin Pound in her article, Burial Pods May Replace Graves and Will Use Bodies to Fertilize Trees. This alternative solves and resolves issues presented by traditional burials entirely. The idea, though still conceptual at this point, was presented by a company called Capsula Mundi. The idea is the body is placed in a biodegradable pod underneath a tree, and the body ideally serves as fertilizer for the tree. Instead of tearing down forests to create funeral plots, we would be rebuilding these forests to create memory forests for our loved ones. Think about it this way. Would you rather walk through a forest or a graveyard? In conclusion, green burials, natural grounds, and burial pods are only a few of the many alternative earth-friendly eco options we could use to bury our loved ones. This is not a fad. This is not a joke. This is about reversing the damage we have blindly inflicted on our earth. Traditional funerals are expensive, the chemicals involved are hazardous, and they offer nothing in lieu of what they destroy. Thank you.